I was trying to make sure that the background was like you couldn't see anything else but the background. Uh, but that's crazy that so many shootings. You're talking about that Walmart shooting. Where was that?
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was like Virginia.
Really?
He was being bullied or someone hacked his phone or he did leave a death note.
Oh, really?
And you know, like he was actually a manager
The person that.
that shot everybody. He killed a 16-year-old boy, a young female, and a few other people that was in the break room.
Really? Oh, my heart definitely goes out to the family and the victims.
Yeah, it's like, and then he killed himself afterwards.
I don't care to know his name. But yeah, and then there was another one where somebody like tackled the guy. It was like a military
That was
person.
a drag queen place. Well, they said don't call it drag queen, call transgender. I don't know. Well, I just salutes to the hero that actually stepped up and didn't just sit there and let the
Wait,
shooter kill everybody.
I saw that guy on the news. He looked like a regular dude. What was he doing?
I don't know. Society nowadays, I feel like it's really targeting young children and just programming them because it's just. I feel like these schools need to teach men how to be men. They're so stuck on removing father figures out the household, especially if you remove any type of assistance like Section 8. I remember I had a friend, she was telling me she couldn't have a father figure in the home because she received Section 8. But yet, you push influencers like Lil Nas X, and then these men don't really know how to protect and provide and how to lead and move as men. So either way, I mean, to each his own. I'm just saying, we still need men to protect us because what they expect of women.
I don't.
They expect us to fight.
I don't understand.
And have kids and then fight and then have to take care of the children. They have to cook. They have to cook. Like, how many things do you expect the women to do? Because back in the olden days, the men went out there, fought lions, tigers, bears, brought home the food. They fought, they protected, they provided, and the women took care of the kids, the children, cooked and cleaned. Now it's like women, we got to learn how to fight. We have to learn how to hunt. We have to learn. We got to cook. We got to clean. We got to take care of children. Like, I don't understand. Like, they need to have classes teaching men how to fight, how to be men, how to lead, how to move, teach them about tax credit, land, and stuff like that. Because women, we got to worry about dealing with the children.
Straight up. So how are the women gonna defend themselves if the men are running away too?
Right? If we get attacked right now, who's gonna protect us? Because a lot of these men, I don't even think now they know how to use a gun. They just know how to twerk and work the pole, and it's ridiculous, like how society has made it. Because if I was a man, I would be a man. Like, I don't understand.
The thing is that although it is easy to say that because men could just say if I was a woman I could just be a woman. But the thing is that all of us have pressures that
Trust me, a single mother is forced to be a man.
Well, that is true.
You gotta understand, life is going to come with pressures because there have been times where I had to do everything: protect, provide, teach. Come home, sit down with my son every day, 3 hours, teach, then have to turn around, cook, clean, work 3 jobs, and go to school. And it's like the men are trying to be women. For what reason? I don't know. Because who's gonna protect the women? Where the men at?
Well, I don't know what men you hang around, but
I'm not saying anyone that I know personally, I'm saying before, like, it's a lot of pressure, and that's why women are sounding like men now. That's why they're acting like men now, because men are the leaders, and we follow. Me, I stay within my femininity. I let a person know I'm a woman. My job is to look good and take care of these kids. I don't know what you're saying. It's okay to have your little business, or whatever hobby or any interest that you have or whatever passion. But at the end of the day, let the men be men. But there's too many men being raised by single mothers, and they have no influence, because nowadays families are not as solid as they used to be. People break up, split over the littlest thing. He go out there, see another fine woman, he gone, and then there's no one left to raise a child.
Yep. Which is quite concerning, because it ends up bringing me back to how this world has kind of gone to a dumpster fire. Like, I don't see how people are reproducing when they have options all over the internet, and they're looking all over the internet, and they're thirsty and looking for other things, and then there's a whole subsection of men that are like, what are they called, incels, right? So they're looking for women, and they can't get women because women don't want to talk to them. So most women are looking for a man with a high status, whatever, high value man, and then the incels, or the people that, or whatever, low value men, can't get women, so they're alone. They can't reproduce. The women that are trying to get the higher status men aren't reproducing, because the higher status men, there's only few of them, and there's way more of the women, so they can't reproduce. And then at the end of the day, it's like everybody's on the internet just tossing around.
Yeah, I seen a video where this man he was giving advice, and it was really, and I really wish I had looked up a video prior to this if I had known that we were going to be talking about it. He talked about that man needs to focus on the money first. The
That
women
is true.
will come.
100%.
He said, do not waste these women's time. If you know you're not in a position, and me personally, if I was a man, like, not unless you find a good woman that's willing to, like, work with you, and but that's very rare, because a lot of these women are not that patient, but he was saying to focus on the money, and he was like, once you focus on the money and work out or whatever, all about self-improvement, the women will come, and you will be in a better position to hold your family together. The problem is, you have a whole bunch of broke people that out there sleeping around with 10 billion women on a mission to feel self-worth, because they're insecure about their finances or their situation, and then they think it's power to go out there and sleep around and brag about how many women they sleep with or how much game they got. But at the end of the day, you end up having 10, 11, 5 kids with the wrong person, kids all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And it really affects the children at the end of the day.
It does. I don't see how there could possibly be a way for a person like Nick Cannon, to freaking manage all those kids.
There's no way.
I don't get it. I just don't understand. Like, he has what, 11 kids at this point? Like, I'm not trying to talk about the next man, but you had a child that just passed away, and then you have another child, right? What are you, Genghis Khan? I don't get it. He's trying to have a percent of the human population be Nick Cannon. That's what
I think with him, he has the money to take care of them, but at the same time, if he's not there, money isn't everything, and I would have been fine if he had 12 kids with one person, but the split home thing, like, okay, you want a legacy, you want generational, you want a big family, that's fine, understood. The only thing I disagree with, ain't nothing wrong with having a lot of kids, just my grandma had 8. So I would say, if you would have had it with one person, because a split home is never fair to the child. They have father bring your dad to school day, and I think that's really nasty with a lot of these schools. They need to remove that, because what about the children who doesn't have a dad and he has to go to school and bring your dad to school day, and he has no father. And year after year after year, every year he has to go to school and he has to go through that. So I just think that's ridiculous that they do that in the schools, and I think it's really nasty and selfish that they do that. Like, oh, what if your dad died? You know, why are you doing that? Why? I thought school, instead of teaching the kids how to plant or teaching them about taxes, land, credit, diseases, how to practice safe sex, you guys are teaching them a whole bunch of foolishness. They don't talk about the black history that makes us look at as like a higher status, because there is black history where we're kings and queens and, you know what I mean, educated, and they block out all of that. All the black inventors, all the black scientists didn't tell us nothing. They tell us about slavery. And we're just a whole bunch of buffoons and monkeys that were ignorant and dumb enough to get captured by white people and brought over here. It's like, okay, what is the point in the history then? What are you actually teaching them? Because what is the point in teaching us history? Because history repeats itself.
Indeed.
So we're still slaves.
We are.
Because the corporate companies are feeding us roach blood, right? And they have the money to buy safe dye, to put the right ingredients in these food.
That's how they created Whole Foods.
Right? They have the money for that, but yet you choose to, and then they pay us. I seen a meme this morning, and it's real. They need to have a reality show where these corporate companies, these billionaires, live off of the salary of their lowest paid employee. So you sit there while you're making billions of dollars a month, right? And you're paying your employee what, $2,000 a month. We're gonna here's your $2,000 for the month. We want you to live off of this. We want you to live off of it. And I think that's a really good idea. They need to come out with that reality show.
I can say, yeah, that would be an interesting show to watch. But I do have to argue the point that the business owner has to pay for the infrastructure, the insurance, the materials, the tools,
but at least
equipment.
Give them $5,000 at least, because rent alone is $2,000.
That is true.
So if you think it's a trap for slavery,
it's true. But the thing is, it's not up to the business owner to pay your living wage. It's not up to the business owner unless they're
I'm not talking about a business. I'm talking about a big ass corporate company where they're bringing in billions of dollars.
True.
Now, a little private business, you can't really afford all of that. They talking about like Chase Bank, like a big ass company.
Indeed. If they're requiring all your time, yeah, they should be paying a living wage. If you're doing part time, then it's like from both sides, because I'm not trying to be on anybody's side.
Yeah,
here.
I know. It's just a slavery without the housing.
It is definitely slaving without the housing. So that brings me to my next point, which is great that you brought that up. But the funny part is that, yeah, we are still in slavery because of how stuff has manifested. And basically, our society's been built on a security with weaponry. It's like guns. Guns are the underlining root of basically all of institutional racism. So regular racism is like whatever. Actually regular racism is damn near hilarious. But institutional racism and basically how things are set up in society with weaponry, they're literally going to say, basically, you have to work these jobs or you can't survive, and most of the people who can't work those jobs, they end up like stealing or doing. I'm losing my train of thought here, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, it's an interesting thing that we have this society where we're still in slavery. It's just, and more people are seeing it. It's not just us. It's just these rich companies, these independent private sectors are literally draining the life out of people for as much as they can to get as much money as they can. And it's messed up. 100%. But either way,
I think it would be a good reality show.
It would be.
Because these people probably spend $2,000 every day. Like $2,000 to them is like $2. So imagine having to live on like $2,000 for the whole month.
Yeah, no. The economy, inflation is it. Like, that is real.
Honestly, right now, though, this inflation, what do you mean, like with the gas prices?
Yeah.
Food?
Gas prices, food. It's like, about to sell my arm and leg to get gas.
Or food.
And food. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, people are like doing things that they would never do. Like I know friends of mine that they would never dance or go in that type of environment. Now they're like, shit, it's hard out here. It's crazy. Or like doing like shit that I know that they wouldn't do. You know.
Mm.
But it's really like, why do they make society like that? And like, how do they expect people to live? So they know when they raise up these prices, people are going to start doing more illegal things, and more of a reason for them to lock them up.
Yeah. That is 100% true.
You're pushing again, like you're forcing people into situations. Like I get people call me up, you know, scammer people or whatever, and it's like, I know you're a scammer, no. Or like, oh, I could do this and I could do that. Like, no, I'm good. Because that's exactly what they want. A lot of people right now is turn into illegal activities, and then they're gonna end up. It's like a trap. The whole system is like a trap.
It is a trap.
End up right back in slavery behind bars. They provide you housing, and then you gotta do labor.
That is 100% true.
And eat crappy ass food. It's the same. It's history. So they don't need to teach me anything about history. All they need to do is just take you to the prison and the jails, and there's history right there for you.
People really need to understand that the 13th Amendment is literally a clause. There's literally a clause in there that says it has the phrase, the word accept. It says, you cannot be subject to slavery or involuntary servitude except or unless convicted of a crime. What that crime is, who knows? They can say whatever. Oh, you're standing there loitering. What does loitering mean? This guy just gave me this word to say that. We're to say that's the definition of that. You're standing there, we're calling it loitering. That's legal. We're making that illegal. You're going to jail, and we own you forever. So, like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's history. That's slavery right there.
Yeah. Well, if you're trying to break out of slavery, I would say you should start your own business. It's probably the best thing to do. And the best way to start your own business would be to
get a website with Sensoji Solutions.
Oh my gosh, you read my mind. You read my mind. You should get a website. Like, really.
A lot of these business owners ain't paying people anyway.
Yeah, they're not. They're not paying people. So you should really get a website. Hire my team to do it. We do marketing as well. And we can help you. We can teach your team how to sell. All right? Because working a 9 to 5 ain't it. It's synthetic working hours. Like, you remember when you went to school and you woke up at like 8 or 7 and you got to school at 8 or you had to be in class by 8? That's 8 to 3. What? That's working hours, babe. That's 9 to 5. It's regular working hours. You working, if you're going from 8 to 3 as a child, you're going to 9 to 5 as an adult. They're training you. You know?
Yes, that is true.
It's literally a thing.
Nothing about entrepreneurship, you know. And nowadays, when you have your website, you know, it just helps you to move at a quicker pace instead of the old school way. Because you got to move with the times, you know. Back in the day, people would have to knock on doors, make phone calls, go attend like a event, a networking event, two, three, five of them every day. Now you have the whole world in the palm of your hands. You can basically run your website, or they'll run their website from your phone.
You really can. Websites are actually extremely important. So, a lot of these business owners nowadays, they are effing up. Man.
I personally am a victim, and I should call the name. I might in a future podcast. The name of this so-called businessman. He calls himself the businessman. I'm not gonna put his name out there right now. Um, he does have a podcast, and I was working for him for a whole month straight. And the first time, the initial agreement was that I would get base pay plus commission off of each client I interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
I interviewed these clients a whole month. He didn't know I was still in contact with a few of them. They informed me that they paid him, $5,000 for the interview, a few of them. So technically, he owes me like a good amount of money. And each time I would reach out to him, we had a contract in place. He just ignored me. But he's the businessman. So I will probably in the future, just to like protect the community and from this man, because I would hate that anyone else fall victim to his hands. You work a whole month free, and then you're expecting your pay, and then all your bills is backing up, your accounts is messing up, your fridge is empty. It's like people out there are nasty and selfish, and so in the future I will put his name out there. And that's why it's so important to have your own business, have your own company, have your own website. And there's so much you can do with a website, whether or not you have a product, or you want to build an online store, if you want to drop ship, if you want to do digital real estate. There's so much. If you want to brand yourself, push your merchandise. So much you can do right now in 2022, leading up in 2023.
Oh, speaking of merchandise, we should also tell these people that you can get some Soji verified merch. It's gonna be down in the description. So